Welcome to another production of Source Selection Soundbites. These productions foster learning, insight, and the ability to perform. Today's topic is the history and purpose of Simplified Acquisition Procedures. Today we will discuss the early implementation of the Simplified Acquisition Procedures, the expansion of them, and the purpose and applicability of the Simplified Acquisition Procedures. Many practitioners think that Simplified Acquisition Procedures, or SAP, have been around forever, but not so. SAP has only been around for about 30 years. In 1994, Congress passed the Federal Acquisition Streamlining Act, which created three additional categories of buying: 1. The micro-purchase, 2. Simplified acquisition, and 3. Commercial items. At that time, the use of SAP was authorized for purchases up to $100,000. But things have progressed through the years, so the threshold is currently $250,000. SAP was obviously created to streamline acquisitions, especially for small purchases. Given that goal, over 100 regulations were made inapplicable to simplified acquisition procedures. This action not only simplified purchasing, but it also increased the size of the industrial base because it lowered barriers to new entrants. Simplified acquisition procedures were authorized by FASA in 1994, but the work was unfinished. In 1996, Congress passed the Clinger-Cohen Act, which changed the standard of competition from full and open to the standard of maximum practicable competition. This pertained to commercial and non-commercial products and services. As a result of the Clinger-Cohen Act, the Competition and Contracting Act, or CICA, now authorizes and incorporates the use of simplified acquisition procedures. CICA drafters included this provision because they recognize that the cost of conducting competitions at low-dollar price points can exceed the savings resulting from competition. Since simplified acquisition procedures is governed by maximum practicable competition, it is listed as an exception to full and open competition procedures in FAR 6.001a. Another expansion to use the authority of simplified acquisition procedures was implemented in accordance with the National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2018. It was signed into law in December of 2017. It raised the micro-purchase threshold from $3,500 to $10,000 and the simplified acquisition threshold from $150,000 to $250,000. The purpose and sentiment of SAP are echoed by FAR 13.002, which says, among other things, the procedures are to promote efficiency and economy in contracting and reduce administrative costs. In addition, FAR 13 emphasizes the flexibility offered by utilizing SAP by not requiring formal procedures such as formal evaluation plans, submission of detailed technical and management plans with quotes or offers, establishing a competitive range, conducting discussions, and scoring offers. Use of such formal procedures defeats the purpose of using SAP. Since SAP was designed to streamline acquisitions, its procedures not only reduce and eliminate procedures that are normally required, but it allows contracting methods to streamline the acquisition process and facilitate the procurement of goods and services. Congressional streamlining objectives have led to 1. Procedures that allow more informal quoting and less strenuous competitive procedures. 2. Acceptance of oral quotes vice written quotations. 3. Direct comparison of quotations vice the two-step process. And 4. Streamlined clauses and documentation to support the award. SAP should be used for all purchases of supplies or services not exceeding the simplified acquisition threshold unless requirements can be met by using required sources of supply under FAR Part 8. Such as the Federal Prison Industries, the Committee for Purchase from People Who Are Blind or Severely Disabled, and Federal Supply Schedule contracts, or using existing indefinite delivery indefinite quantity contracts or other established contracts. In case a professional does need to use simplified acquisition procedures to complete a purchase, the good news for busy contracting professionals is that SAP may be used for lots of different types of acquisitions such as construction, architecture and engineering, commercial items, non-commercial items, and professional and non-professional services. However, when it comes to architecture and engineering, Simplified acquisition procedures are supplemented by the instructions in FAR 36.602-5. Let's wrap this up. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discussed the early implementation of simplified acquisition procedures. Second, we discussed the expansion of authorities concerning it. And third, we discussed the purpose and applicability of simplified acquisition procedures. Thank you for watching another episode of Source Selection Soundbites. For additional information, check out some of the other videos in this series, other Productivity Partners materials, or our Source Selection Answer app that is available on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. In any event, thanks for watching, and see you next time.